Suggs, and this is the City of East Chicago show. I have with me the illustrious mayor of the city, Mayor Anthony Copeland, and of course he has brought members of his staff. He's going to introduce them. We have Steve Segura from Multimedia on the camera, and we're going to take it away, Mayor, because it's so rare that we get you here that we have to take full advantage of every single second.
That sounds biblical. Since no man knows his hour, I treasure my minutes. Let me just start off with saying, Verlie, I miss coming on the show. I do. You may not think that, but they say every good lead singer needs background. These are my background singers, and I'm happy to report that the City of East Chicago is fiscally sound. We've been blessed again this year to not only to have projects going on across all of our 6 districts, but we also been able to balance our budget and to have a surplus that we can continue to invest in projects going forward, Verlie.
That is fantastic news, Mayor. I mean, it sounds like the City of East Chicago is running right in line with the state of Indiana when you talk about surpluses. It's rare to find surpluses in our municipalities these days.
Yes. I can tell you that that was like an inside joke when the governor came here during the lead crisis. They kind of accused me of being a Republican wrapped around in the Democratic shield. So
quite conservative, Mayor.
Yeah.
Well, Mayor, please introduce who's with you, because one of our co-host this morning, she's off camera because she wasn't on. So there you are, Miss Adams. So Natalie Adams is with us this morning, as well as Mr. Selvie.
I got with me my project director. He oversees all of the projects to make sure they're on time and on budget, and he does it well. And I also have with me Mrs. Natalie Adams. She's our Marina director. Again, you come to our Marina, it's different like night and day. When she started, she takes pride in what she does, and it reflects on the Marina if you come out and see our Marina, state-of-the-art Marina.
That's fantastic. I just saw an invitation. I think they're doing a retirement party there for the teachers.
Yes.
I believe so, yes.
We're coming out of the pandemic now.
Yes.
And you see that will reflect on some of the acts and concerts that we got coming. All of our parks will have activities in it. Our centers, people have been longing to fellowship and congregate together. So we've been blessed. We just, on yesterday, had a meeting with the women here.
Okay.
A meeting with our seniors. It was a women's luncheon, and man, just the outpouring of love to where everyone had missed each other. And we told them that from this seed that we planted in this new season, that it's only going to get bigger and better. So once again, the City of East Chicago has truly been blessed.
Well, I definitely have to congratulate you, Mayor, and of course our former fire chief, Serna. I just saw the video, Multimedia, Steve Segura, great job for Block Stadium. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal event. I loved your quilt. and just tell us a little bit about Block Stadium moving forward.
Block Stadium started off, we had an assessment. We know we wanted another ball park. And when the engineers and the assessors went out there, they told us it had beautiful structure, good bones. Take this original structure and build off of that. And $8 million later, I would challenge anyone to go out there. One thing gonna come out your mouth is, isn't she lovely? We've done a very good job on this project. It projects us into the future with our children. It's conjoined with the Kenny Lofton Little League field. We've done major work on all our Little League fields, and then when you conjoin that with Block Stadium, we have a complex. We have a baseball complex. When we can take the little weedy bitty ones, and then we can take them all the way to the high school level, And now we're going to have our first semi-pro. We're talking to 4 semi-pro. I don't call them developers, but semi-pro teams or leagues, and so we're going to bring it down to 1, and it will reflect on how the Rail Cats are in Gary, how the Whiting have their teams, and we look in all of the region. Crown Point just got the Corn Dogs. So we're looking at within Northwest Indiana when we all can play each other and it brings us tighter and unite us across Northwest Indiana.
Well, you know what, the interesting part is going to be the naming, because I mean, of course, you know, the Rail Cats in Gary and the Oilmen, as you mentioned, Corn Dogs. What name are you going to come up with?
We got a name.
See, I knew it there.
We got a name. And it will be unveiled, and it will make sense. And we also got a mascot.
Okay.
We also got a mascot.
I see the mayor never leaves anything to chance. He is truly a planner. So what other projects do we have going on in the city of East Chicago? What's going on with the Marina? This is like the big Memorial Day weekend, summer's like the beginning of summer, as we call it.
Absolutely. So Memorial Weekend is a big weekend at the Marina. You know, the boaters get excited, and as the weather warms up, finally, you know, it's been some tumultuous weather, but it's finally warming up. So Monday, the boaters will gather, and my staff, and we have a program called Blessing of the Water for the boaters, and a mayor and several other of our elected officials. They come out and we gather, and there's a ceremony and we bless the water, and that's really the kind of kickoff into the boating season. And so we're looking forward to it, because for the last 2 years, of course, we were under COVID restrictions, and the boaters did very well. So I think they're looking forward to being able to have a few more people on their boats, and just be able to interact with more boaters more, and not just really be kind of segregated to their own slips. And so we're looking forward to that for Monday.
So Natalie, what type? I'm sorry.
The beach cleanup is coming along strong. I thank you, Mayor Copeland, and the East Chicago Common Council for giving us the funds that we needed to clean up the beach and restore the beach. And we actually have a ribbon cutting ceremony Thursday, June 2nd at 10 a.m. Part of the beach restoration 5 years ago, before it had some other not structural problems, but problems that all of Lake Michigan experienced over the erosion that all of Lake Michigan experienced over the last year or so. And that's what we were restoring right now. But even prior to that, Army Corps of Engineers came in. There was a grant. There was a cooperation between the City of East Chicago, Army Corps of Engineers, and some other agencies. And there was a lot of work being done out there. So over the last 5 years, they managed that piece of the grant and making sure that everything that they put in place remained in place and was okay. So the 5 years is up, and it is now time for them to toss the baton to the City of East Chicago for us to maintain that. And so there's a ribbon cutting ceremony on Thursday, June 2nd at 10 a.m. Mayor Copeland will be there, Congressman Van will be there, as well as some other people that were involved in the project from 5 years ago.
Now, will the shelters at the beach be open for people to, have events?
So basically, with the ribbon cutting ceremony being so close, so we've decided that's going to be our grand opening day for the beach as well. So weather permitting, as long as the weather is warm, the beach will be open that day as well. Right now, the temperatures of the water are kind of cold anyway. People can't get in the water, or that's what the alerts are telling you, not to do that for hypothermia reasons. But you can come to the beach and enjoy the beach. So starting Thursday, June 2nd, that will be our grand opening day. The shelters will be available. If it's hot enough, the splash pad will be on. Because a lot of things are based on weather, but we anticipate a good day. And from then moving forward, we're still tweaking some things as far as our hours and entry, because we're meeting with the police and trying to make sure that things are safe. As things are changing across the nation with beaches, we have to change with that movement.
Now, what amenities are being offered? I know in the past you've had rentals, kayaks, and that sort of thing. Will that be available this year?
Well, that was on the Marina side. On the Marina side, we had a company called H2O that rented jet skis and boogie boards. Now, the thing is, the city of East Chicago, we own all of that equipment. That equipment belongs to us.
Oh, wonderful.
And we had found a company that was willing to do that part of the business as far as renting it out. They had staff and all of that. So that company is no longer involved at this time.
Mm-hmm.
So we are looking to see if there's another company that's out there that has the know-how and the staff and the position to be able to move that forward, because we still have the equipment and we've maintained it and it is in order. So for right now, that is not available, but we are looking to see if there's anyone that would like to pick up that baton and run with it.
Great. Now, Mayor, I know you're so used to having hosted your own show over the years, Citizens in Action.
Yes.
And so I'm just going to say, take it away, Mayor, because you know all the great things that you want to share with our viewers and our listeners. And so I'm just going to put it in your hands.
Well, Verlie, I can tell you that City of East Chicago, collectively, we're probably going to do anywhere between $40 to $50 million worth of projects, just project after project after project. And a lot of times, you know, it used to be smoke and mirrors. They will come remove 1.5 inches of asphalt, go down the street, then they come and put the striping in, and everybody say, oh, but they never would go down into the belly of the beast, I call it. All of our projects that we're doing are complete reconstruction. We go down, we replace the sewer lines, we replace the water lines, then we cover the street back over. Then we replace all of the sidewalks out the block. We replace the side, we replace the street lights, we replace signage. And this is the holistic approach that pays it forward to the next generation. This is what we've been doing.
Rather than a Band-Aid.
Yes.
Reconstructive surgery.
Yes.
We know about that, right, Natalie?
And you know, Verlie, we put this out, and from the bottom of my heart, and I tell residents of East Chicago, I know it's an inconvenience to you personally, and that's why we say pardon our dust, but when we get through, you're going to look at years and years and years of quality service. You're going to look at the flooding problem being abated. You're going to look at the quality of the water improving, because we're changing the lines throughout the city, and especially in the Calumet area. We've replaced all of the lead service lines in that community in the 3rd District. So, and we have a plan to do this across the whole city. We've identified all of the lead lines across the city of East Chicago, and systematically, and as fast as we can do it well, we're going to replace these lead service lines. And we've been doing it before it was cool to replace lead service lines. So that's something I'm proud of. Also, I tell everybody, it's Calumet's turn. We've made major investment in the harbor area of the city, because this started in the plan way before me. It started toward the tail end of the Pastor administration. It flowed into the Bay administration, and then from me, the plan was already there. I had to find the money and finish it, and that's what we're doing in the harbor section. Not because somebody said just do it in the harbor. Experts came. They looked across and they say, where do you start first? And they identified that area of the harbor where you see the major core of the work being done. It was by design. But now that we've had maybe 75% of the land mass in Calumet cleaned up, we're partnering with the EPA. Now we're going to go in and put housing in the West Calumet. As I speak, we're doing infrastructure work there. You have to lay down the infrastructure first. We're doing the work all along Kennedy Avenue. We're getting ready to do every street in Calumet is getting ready to be resurfaced. We've already did the underground work, taking cameras through the sewer systems, testing water pressures in that area, and then we're getting ready to put up our first cluster of model homes, single-family homes that's going to be offered in that area. It's going to be in what you call zones 2 and 3. Zone 1 was where the West Calumet complex was. We are to never to put housing there, because the levels of environmental pollution in the area is just too great. It was off the chain. But beautiful thing happened. We've had a developer come that will develop the West Calumet area. If you go down Homily now in the 44th block of Homily, you will see the logistic building that's going up. They're going to do the same thing in West Calumet. There's going to be 3 of those type of structures that's going to go in the Union Tank site. And then in West Calumet site, you're going to see 2. And what you're going to see as we put the houses there and as we bring the jobs there, you're going to have a sustainable, walkable community where you're going to have quality housing and you're going to be able to walk or bicycle to a job near you, a good paying job. So that's what we have for Calumet. Also, the old DuPont site, there's going to be 3 million square feet of development that's going in that area. And every tax dollar that's collected on there, roughly it may even equal up to about $5 million annually. All of that money will be locked into Calumet. Every one of those dollars will go into Calumet only. And that's the minimum investment that will be in Calumet for years and years to come. So these are exciting times in the city of East Chicago. I tell everybody, just be patient with me. I didn't make the mess, I tell you, but I know how to clean stuff up. And we done got it cleaned up. We done got it cleaned up, and now we're going to build up. So I just tell the people, just be patient.
So now when you talk about building in Calumet, I know there's some lots where people, that houses have been torn down in the past and businesses torn down. Are those lots available? Are they city owned, or what is the plan for those lots?
Verlie, I would say if you reverse the tape and you go back about 5 years ago, you was just seeing abandoned houses all in Calumet. Eyesores, all on block after block after block. What I did quietly through acquisition, through the tax sales, when people go and unbought properties, we slowly got all those properties. And I would say we probably have, the city probably is in control of maybe 65% of all the lots and stuff in Calumet. We tore down all the dilapidating housing in the area. We got a few more we got to get. And now, what did we do? We got it cleaned up through the EPA. Every lot over there has grass on it, and now we're getting ready to build the houses there. And now we have large tracts. I mean, literally, in some areas, we have almost a whole block of development. So
this will help even existing property owners as far as the value of their homes.
Instantly.
Now, what about like maintaining these lots, the grass cutting and the things like that? The city's been responsible for these lots, and what about abandoned lots? Are they still in grass cutting?
We cut every lot that we own, that the city owned. We cut every lot across this city. We have privatized the majority of our parks being clean. That's why when you go, you see all our parks are mowed, all of our lots are mowed. I tell everybody, you can take what a dilapidated structure was and it'll be an eyesore. You can raise that structure and you can, we seed it or we sod it. That's in the contract of demolition. From that, now when you ride past, the eye will accept green as being pleasurable and beautiful. So now everything is just sitting, waiting on us to come and develop. But we do all the lots across our whole city. The only lots we don't do is lots that's privately owned, and through code enforcement, we vigorously enforce that they cut the lots. Any grass that's over 6 inches has to be cut in the city of East Chicago, or we come out, we give you like a warning citation, and you get 7 days to abate the problem, and then, or we come in after 7 days, we will cut the lot, and then we will charge you what it took to remedy the problem. But every lot in the city of East Chicago get cut. We ran into the hiccup with the council recently. We have everything budgeted from 1 year to the next. It was like $1.1 million that we had for the beautification of landscaping across the city, flowers, hanging baskets, all of that, all the do our parks, our lots. And the council took the 1.1 and they reduced it to 15%. So roughly, they got 100 and don't do the math, y'all. I got my shoes on. Roughly, they reduced that
I got my fingers here.
Yeah, well, they reduced that $1.1 million down to about 150,000, and that's what Public Works had to work off of. And then we had to go back and do additional appropriation and ask them. And by the time we do the public notice, then when we go into, now that's 2 weeks. Then when we go into hearing it on first reading, that could be 2 weeks. Then they can say do it on second reading. That's another 2 weeks. Then by the time it can get final passage, that's another 2 weeks. We can go a month and a half. Can you imagine? It would be a jungle out there. So we wrestled with the council a little bit, but now there's peace in the valley, and then we can go warp speed to do what we've been doing year after year. The people of East Chicago has come accustomed to seeing the beauty of the hanging basket, to seeing the flowers all down Columbus Drive, all on Main Street hanging baskets, Chicago Avenue hanging baskets. They used to seeing the lots being pristine. They used to the parks being manicured. They used to the exercise equipment. They used to their kids running and frolicking in the parks. The family going in there as a unit and enjoying each other picnicking. So some things, just because you're big enough to do don't mean you should do it. But now there's peace in the valley. As of Wednesday, the council and the executive branch, we're at peace.
Okay, that's wonderful to hear. So now people don't have to have grass growing up because
and Verlie,
haggling over grass.
The irony of it all is this: you have to practice what you preach. We cannot go and tell a homeowner or a landlord, bop them in here, boop, because you were higher than 6 inches, and our stuff is higher than 6
exactly.
inches. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's an enigma.
Lead by example, Mayor. Exactly.
You can't. So code enforcement had to put on brakes like Fred Flintstone when he was in that car. Then he go. They had to do that, and they literally said, "Man, we can't be giving people these citations
when we're not doing our job."
But
regardless to why, because people don't want to hear that you don't have the money. They're so used to the services.
Well, Verlie, I'm happy to report. I told you, as of Wednesday, there's peace in the valley. We will have all that stuff pristine, and now code enforcement will be going back out there and saying, do the 6 inches. So.
All right, well, Keith, I know you never realized when you came back to your hometown to work that you would be working so hard. So tell us about some of the things that the mayor has you working on.
First of all, I want to thank the mayor. When I first came in, I was over at Public Works, and he gave me some gas.
He was part-time, wasn't he?
Yes.
Let everybody know how I bring people in, okay?
That's right. He brings you in as part-time and then decides whether or not you can do the job.
I got to accessory. I got to It's valid.
So, Public Works, and then he came to me early last year and tapped me and said, "Selvie, I got something I want you to do." So I said, "Yes, Mayor, what's going on?" He said, "I need you to handle these projects." So at the time, I was kind of like, okay, no problem, because we didn't have many projects. But, of course, I should know better.
Now, did he make you full-time at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
No, he was
I was full-time over
Okay.
He was the director of Public Works at that time. That's what he's trying to say. But he started off part-time. Okay.
6 years ago. But he tapped me to come over as the project manager for the city. And again, like I said, there wasn't many projects, but little did I know there were a lot of projects in the hopper. And right now, as we speak, we have approximately $22 million worth of projects started. I anticipate another $5 to $7 million worth of projects starting here in the next 30 days. The mayor alluded to a couple of projects that we're going to be starting soon, of which the Columbus Drive Roundabout we're going to be resurfacing. He also touched on East Calumet. It's going to be a full resurfacing of the actual asphalt throughout that area. A couple sidewalks repaired that are in disarray, as well as New Addition. We're going to go through and actually do their sidewalks in that entire area. It's a handful. However, I think I'm up to the task.
Well, we know you are.
We've been very fortunate, with what happened last year with COVID, as well as the mayor kind of alluded to with the council, a lot of things did not get done and they got pushed to this particular year. So I can't say, Mayor probably know better than I, but somewhere in the neighborhood of $50 million worth of projects within this year. I don't believe any city in this area, as well as let's known East Chicago, has had that many projects going at the same time. We've been blessed. Again, we want to thank the residents for their patience, but one of the big things that we tackle with every day in our projects is that, you know, with COVID, there's such long lead time on materials. So that's the balancing act and the juggling act that I have to go through, because I don't want to take your, tear your road up and can't get it fixed.
Right.
So, that's something that we deal with every day. But as of right now, we are on schedule to finish 9 of the projects that are currently going, as well as there's one project I did not mention that's going to start, I believe, June 13th, and that is the long talked about Marginal Roundabout. It's been a long journey to get this particular project started. I want to do shout outs to BP. They have actually invested in this project and they're partnering with us to get this done. But that's going to be a huge and very nice addition to our entryways here in East Chicago. So again, thank you guys for your patience, because in every district the mayor mentioned, there is something going on, and it's affecting residents, it's affecting businesses. So again, thank you for your patience. I think this is a great opportunity, and thank you, Mayor, for giving us the opportunity to do some of these things.
All right, well, I hate to do this, but our time is coming really quickly to an end, and I know that Mr. Segura is waiting for you to announce all these wonderful events coming up in the city of East Chicago, so we got like 30 seconds to get it out there.
Okay, 30 seconds, well, here we go. So special events, again, thank you to Mayor Copeland and well as our Common Council. They just passed something this past Wednesday to help us on our way. We still have another hurdle to overcome to get our finances finalized to make sure that all of our special events go through this year. But if they do pass that, then we do have, our biggest event is Music Fest, and I'm sure that you've seen some posters already and some things being posted about that. 4th of July, World Independence Day, we always celebrate on July 3rd. We're still going to do the 5 locations. We found that our residents, they like that better than actually coming back out to the beach, because more of our residents get to see the fireworks by doing it that way. So we decided to keep that in place. There's so many festivals. We're doing a new one this year, Salsa Fest, in salute to the Puerto Rican community. Rhythm and Soul Fest in salute to Black Music Month, as well as I believe that the Mexican Independence Day is being held this year by the UVM. And the parades. I know that they are working diligently trying to get that back on. So I know we have short time, so all of our events are posted. Calumet Day, I believe. With the pandemic, having shut everything down, we're trying to make sure that, in 2019, our festivals and our events were at an all-time high. We were really, we had grown. Every year we had gotten bigger, we had gotten better, and it was our intention to be the same way for 2020, and then COVID came. So we're making sure that in 2022, we want to pick back up right where we left off in 2019. We want to get bigger, we want to get better. We've added some additional events. I think we're doing one for your pet, a pet fair this year, and things of that nature. So please, make sure you look at the city website. We have a thing called Nixle that you should really sign up for, because then you get alerts to your phone about any event, any road closure, anything. It comes through Nixle. And I do want to give a shout out to, we have some sponsors this year, Randall Metals, Ameristar Casino, Tredebi, Hard Rock Casino, BP, St. Catherine Hospital, and those are our bigger investors. But we even have some other small business in East Chicago that said, I can't do what the big guy does, but we appreciate what you do, and we want to, give some sponsorship dollars as well. So we appreciate all of them, and we will recognize all of them at different events, and you'll see their names posted throughout.
And Verlie, earlier, Tom Daverton gave me a shout out. I'm gonna give him a shout out. Music Fest, which is our biggest fest he helped us name that.
Oh,
Yes,
Yeah,
fantastic.
he helped
Yes,
us.
he
He
did.
helped us name that.
Wonderful. He's good at naming fest.
Yeah,
Look at Pierogi Fest.
but he helped us name
It's
that. So
fusion
shout out
of-
back to
a
you,
fusion
Tom.
of food and music.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Hey,
Well, Mayor-
and wait.
Well, go
Now
ahead.
we got Jeezy coming, and we got Elvis Crespo, Suavemente.
All right, Mayor, I'm going to say this to you. I've been saying this to you for years. It's so important that you come on and do the City of East Chicago. I know you have always said you don't want the show to be about you. You want it to be about what's going on in the City of East Chicago. But the citizens of East Chicago love you. They love hearing it directly from your mouth as well. And you're doing so many wonderful things. So please consider coming every month. It's once a month. It's one day. It's 25 minutes. Let's hope to start seeing. Tell the mayor you want to see him on the City of East
Are
Chicago.
you going to guarantee to be here
Once a
every
month.
time?
If
Are you
the
gonna
mayor's
guarantee?
here, I'll be here.
Verlie, that's why I got stunt doubles, and I
I know. With that said, you've been tuning in to WJOB, AM 1230, 104.7. This has been the City of East Chicago show. Stay tuned. Our award-winning Veterans View show is coming up next.